Good morning and welcome to the Red Letter Challenge here at Ascension Lutheran Church in Citrus Heights. I'm Pastor Scott. Today is day 39 in our Red Letter Challenge, and it's also Sunday morning, Palm Passion Sunday. So this morning we will be waving palm branches in our worship service here in person. We hope you can join us here in person or online, and we'll finish our worship service this morning with the reading of the beginning of the Passion story, a reminder that today ushers in Holy Week, the week of Jesus' Passion, as we journey with Jesus to the cross and then gather next Sunday for Easter Sunday as we celebrate the resurrection together. This morning we are gathered at the baptismal font, and we are reminded by the red letter words today from John 15, "You did not choose me, but I chose and appointed you." We gather at the baptismal font because this is a place where we are baptized into the life of Jesus Christ. We are baptized in the triune name of God, and we are named. We are baptized and named as a child of God. Our quote-unquote Christian name is used during the sacrament of holy baptism as we become a new creation, enter into a new life in Jesus Christ through the sanctifying waters of baptism. Our text today is a challenge for us, a bit of a challenge because it acknowledges our inability to do things correctly all the time. Here we are at day 39 in the challenge, and we haven't done it perfectly. I haven't done it perfectly, as hard as that may be to believe. We've certainly had technical difficulties along the way, and sometimes I misspeak. But we've been faithful, and God has been faithful to us throughout this. We've been chosen by God, and God has appointed us, has equipped us for a time such as this. Our extended reading this morning comes from God's call on Jeremiah and as prophet in the Old Testament. And God lets Jeremiah know that he knew Jeremiah while he was still in his mother's womb, being formed and knit together. God called Jeremiah to speak to the people of God for a particular time, at a particular time for a particular purpose, to be a word, to share words of encouragement to them. And my friends, God knows you. God knew you as you were being formed in your mother's womb. God knows the number of hairs upon your head, and that number may be increasing or decreasing. And God knows that. God's aware of all that is going on with you. And God is calling you, challenging you, encouraging you to go. Go with all that you have and all that you are, and be a part of this making disciples of all nations, of sharing the good news of God's love, the good news of being known by God with other people so that they too might experience that same sense of peace and an awareness of God's love. Also in the Old Testament, God called Abram and told Abram that he had been blessed to be a blessing. And I think that's relevant in today's teaching, that we have been blessed by God to be a blessing to other people and equipped by God in order to do that. It may not be going to a foreign country. It may not be going even outside of our neighborhood, but sharing the love that we have received, the grace that we've received through the waters of holy baptism, sharing that with those we encounter. It can be intimidating, but if we go with God, God will continue to equip us and encourage us and give us the words to say and the wisdom to know when to be quiet as well. During seminary, our professor of pastoral care once told us that sometimes there's just a ministry of presence. And while they may remember what we said that we maybe shouldn't have said, they'll never remember what we didn't say. Or said another way, that sometimes it's enough to just be there. Don't worry about having the right words to say, but just be there and actually be the presence of God, the peace that you yourself have received. Yesterday we talked about being a citizen of the kingdom of God. Sometimes we can be a part of bringing that kingdom and making it present and real to folks just by being with them and in their company. Being sent out to go sounds like the work of missionaries and those of us who've been equipped for this work by having attended seminary. But each of us as a child of God has been called and equipped to share the good news of God's love in the ways that we have been uniquely formed and gifted to do so. So I encourage you to step out in faith and in the confidence that as you go, God goes with you. We are this close to the finish line, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow on day 40 of the Red Letter Challenge.